Welcome to NBL Live for this Week 6 matchup as we have the Dolphins taking on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm your host, Sonny Weaver, alongside Bomber and Lip. Lip, these Dallas Cowboys, they've had a little bit of a down season this year. Tell me about their keys to victory for this game.
Yeah, for this game, Sonny, the Dallas Cowboys have, in fact, had a bit of a rough start this season here, but they're looking to turn things around this game against the Dolphins here. My keys to victory is definitely going to be on the offensive side for the Dallas Cowboys. Nick Jeffrey, their quarterback, is going to have to hit Otha Rosman a bunch to move this offense. I think that the defense is going to key on Des Bryant. I think Roseman's the guy that Nick Jeffrey's got to get it to put up some points and help get the win for the Cowboys.
So Colin Kaepernick, after a short stint in Atlanta as a backup, is going to come out here as the Dolphins quarterback. Had a pretty good season so far this year.
Welcome
7
to
touchdowns, 4
NBL
interceptions.
Week 6.
The Dolphins are at 3-2, so obviously something's working there for Kaepernick. Bomber, tell me about Kaepernick in this Dolphins attack.
Okay, Colin Kaepernick has been phenomenal this year. He's probably having his best season in the Madden Bomber League since probably about 4 seasons ago with the Niners, and he's bounced around on a couple teams since then. I'd say ball distribution is what's helping Kaepernick. The defense doesn't know what to stop. You have Jordan Cameron, 18 receptions, Wheaton, 17 receptions, Devontae Parker, 15 receptions, and Stills, 16 receptions. How do you stop that? How can Dallas maintain and touchdown on the first play as we're talking? It looks like Kenny Stills beats him deep.
And that's not going to be a good look for this Dallas defense. Colin Kaepernick to Kenny Stills for 80 yards on the first play of the game.
He catches you off balance just like that on the first one. He's got so many targets, and you think, okay, maybe they're going to come out and try to establish the run game that's not been so great this year at 3.5 yards per carry with Lamar Miller. And no, he goes ahead and takes a deep shot the first play to Kenny Stills, and Kenny Stills takes it to the house. Wow. I mean, 7-0 Miami.
Yeah, that's not the way those Dallas Cowboys wanted to start the game. And so Dallas is going to get the ball here. And, let this Dallas offense to respond. What are we looking at?
Just what we talked about before. Nick Jeffrey's got to step up now more than ever, more than we thought just a few minutes ago. If Miami is able to strike that quick, that fast, that strong, Nick Jeffrey's going to have to come out and prove that he is the guy that can compete and be the guy for the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to have to put up numbers here, and that's what I expect to see from him.
You know, I'm not sure anybody was expecting a little bit of a shootout here. So 16-second score for the Miami Dolphins. Cowboys going to hand it off up the middle. That's going to be a 4-yard rush for Burton, and that's going to set up a 2nd 6 here for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, you're looking at Burton at halfback for the Cowboys right now. He's really been their guy. Last time they were on NBL Live, they really thrived behind LaMarcus Mason, who lost his starting job to Burton. Burton has been the guy this year. Mason's only got 6 carries so far in the season.
Cowboys come out 2nd.
There he goes. Get off him. He's gone. He's gone. We're going to get 7-7 to start it off. NBL. Wow.
What a start.
Number 82.
Explosive beginning for both teams here.
Get my Ric Flair on, baby. Woo! Otha Rosman. Wow.
And so that's the rookie we
go.
talked about so far early in this game. And Lip, you mentioned him early on that he was going to be one of the keys to this game. So we're seeing a lot of scoring here early in this Miami-Dallas game. And are we looking at a high-scoring matchup here, or is somebody going to decide to play defense?
I would say definitely, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring matchup. I mean, you look at these teams. Dallas is 19th at averaging 18 points a game. Dolphins a little better, and they're in the top 10. They're actually 10th at 22.8. I mean, that's a third of their points, over a third of their points already scored in a minute into this game. I just think big plays, defense probably going to tighten up. You know, first time on NBL Live, maybe the nerves are getting to them, missing a couple assignments. But, I mean, to come back for Dallas to come back is huge right now, to come back and match that quick score that Kaepernick had to Kenny Stills to start the game.
Yeah, I think that the scoring that we've seen so far is not going to keep up, like Bomber said, from the numbers so far this season. But it would be great if they did, because these teams need to come out and they need to shake off the rust from what's going on to start their season. So I would like to see more scoring happen and get these teams loosened up.
So Kaepernick's going to be under center at the 23-yard line. That's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be a fake juke there, spin move. down to the 25-yard line. 2-yard rush on the play for Lamar Miller, and that's going to set up 2nd and 8 here. So early on, a lot of passing plays so far. Quick scores on both sides of the ball as they settle in. Both of these defenses this year, you've got the Dolphins with the 9th overall defense. The Cowboys, on the other hand, are the 27th overall defense. So if you're looking for a defense that was going to struggle a little more in this game, I think you're looking at the Dallas Cowboys defense. But these Miami Dolphins, they're pretty stout on both sides of the ball. Is that, kind of the thought here that we have going into this game?
Yeah, definitely. You would expect Miami to be able to pass the ball at will, move the ball at will. They have so many options right there. Little nice defense by the Cowboys right there. Going to set up a third and 8 for the Dolphins and Kaepernick. But you have to think, okay, Dallas has a poor defense. They're 27th. Miami has a top 10 offense scoring-wise, and they distribute the ball so well. They should be able to move the ball. But I think this Dallas team is a bit just underrated right now at the time. We're only 6 games in, and I think that we're only in week 6, so I think that the Cowboys have a lot to prove, and I think their defense thinks they're better than they're rated, so they might have a little chip on their shoulder.
So the shootout favors Miami, but so far the Dallas has held this drive, setting up a 3rd and 8 here. Probably expect to see a heavy pass rush here from the Dallas Cowboys. Kaepernick comes out in the shotgun set, trips to the left, 1 to the right, Miller to his right in the shotgun. He's going to play action. No, that's going to be a handoff on 3rd and 8, and not sure that was the play they meant to run on that play. And it's going to set up a 4th and 10 here, and Miami's going to punt, and kind of a strange play call there for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think that if you look at the Cowboys, they've shown some growth from the time that new ownership took over. They improved from their original season last year, and they've done some good things in the offseason, especially the draft, to bring in guys that work well with each other, work well with ownership. And I think if you give these guys a little bit more time, they're definitely going to bring in a couple more pieces and continue to grow this team. I don't think that they're where they're going to end up. They definitely have a lot more room to grow, and they're growing at a great rate.
So Cowboys come out under center in live formation, tight end to the right. It's going to be a play action on 1st down, looking down,
nice throw.
Tight end. Nice play there. He's going to be pushed out at the 32-yard line. Good play on the Cowboys' first drive there. So that's going to set up 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for the Dallas Cowboys.
And that's rookie Troy Scott. He's out of the University of Nebraska. He's actually been coming on lately. He had 2 receptions for 69 yards last game against the Bears. Had some big play. And this guy's got big playmaker ability. That's why they took him in the 1st round with the 26th pick. They expect a lot of big things from him, and it's good to see them getting him going early in the game.
Jeffrey in the pistol set, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Jeffrey with the handoff. Good penetration there by the Miami Dolphins, and then tackled in the backfield to Burton. It's going to set up 2nd and 13 here from the 34-yard line for the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys in the red zone is going to be interesting this year. They're approaching the red zone right now. If they can get into the red zone right now, we'll see how this Dolphins defense decides to play maybe bend, don't break football, or be a little bit more aggressive to try to force a turnover.
Jeffrey barking out orders. Bryant in the slot. Roseman to his left. Bryant with the catch down to the 24-yard line. Good completion there for Nick Jeffrey. Setting up a 3rd and 3 here down in the 24-yard line, just outside the red zone for the Dallas Cowboys.
Great play call right there by McGiblets. You have to think, okay, 2nd and 13. Let me call a play in which I'm going to get myself in a 3rd and manageable. And 3rd and 3 allows them to be balanced. They could possibly run here or pass the ball and pick up the 1st down legitimately, and the defense has to respect both options.
Full house formation here for Nick Jeffrey under center. Handoff up the middle, and that's not going to work, as that's going to set up a 4th down here, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to settle for a field goal after having a good start to this drive.
Yeah, I thought that they had something going on there, but that linebacker for the Miami Dolphins was not fooled at all and came up and made a great play.
So, 10-7 here in Dallas. 1st quarter, 2 minutes, 22 seconds left on the clock as Dallas kicks off to the Dolphins. Dolphins take it out of the end zone. Out to the 20, makes a move to the outside. Juke move, and he's going to lose a couple yards there down to the 18-yard line. That's where Colin Kaepernick's going to come out and start the next drive on the 18-yard line as the Dolphins trail 7-10 in Dallas Week 6.
I like to think those little yards that you don't pick up really hurt. Special teams, you got to get to the 20-yard line at least, especially when you're doing a kick return with potential like that. All that east to west moving. I like to see a guy go north and get at least to the 20-yard line at the minimum. You can't get there, you really set your team back a yard or two, and those could be costly at the end of the game. Football is a game of inches.
I believe they call those the hidden yards of the game. So Kaepernick in the pistol set. Kaepernick drops back, and he gets hit as he throws, and Kaepernick's going to drop the ball incomplete there, but that could have been a dangerous pass for the quarterback there for the Miami Dolphins, setting up 2nd and 10. Colin Kaepernick this season has kind of found a resurgence in his career. He was out in San Francisco for a couple years, found his way to Atlanta as a backup, and now finds himself starting for these Miami Dolphins. It's an interesting situation here as he sets up in the pistol set, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. It's going to be a handoff to Lamar Miller up the middle for very little gain, about 2-3 yards there, set up 3rd and 7.
I like what the Dolphins are doing here with their run blocking. I think I see some holes beginning to open up, and I think if they just stay committed to it, Lamar Miller is going to be able to burst through there for a big gain. I see good blocking coming up. Just a couple times guys have been able to poke through, but I think if they stick with it, it's going to be a big advantage for Miami.
3rd and 7 here. The pass rush will be coming here. You see Gregory lining up to try to unleash the pass rush here. Kaepernick in the shotgun set. 3 wide. He drops back 3rd and 7. Looking down the middle of the field. Completion, and that's a nice completion there for Colin Kaepernick. Getting him to the 45-yard line. Set him 1st down here for Miami.
Guys, it's got to be said, Colin Kaepernick in the pocket on the Miami Dolphins is a completely different player. If you can remember years ago when San Francisco let him go, he just seemed rushed all the time. But right there you can see he made a nice little drop back, stood in the pocket strong, and made a very nice throw that he's definitely capable of making. He definitely has the tools and the ability. Little counter play right there to Lamar Miller. Looks like it's going to pick up about 6 yards for 2nd and 4 for the Miami Dolphins right now.
I think the point about Colin Kaepernick is dead on. If you remember watching him back in the San Francisco days, you could see him take the ball from the snap and immediately look at one guy, and then you could just see the panic and how he was rushed, and he would go out to the left or the right side and not make good decisions, not make multiple reads. But it really seems like some time off, some time on the bench on other teams, and now here with new Miami ownership has really been a positive thing for his career.
So Kaepernick comes out in the strong formation here. Close wide receivers out to each side. It's going to be a handoff to Lamar Miller, who breaks it to the outside. Sheds a couple tackles down to the 40-yard line. About the 39 is what they're going to give him here. Set up in the 1st and 10 as they move into Dallas territory. And Miami's moving on this drive after Dallas had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, you look at Miami right now, and it's Dallas defense just showing its ugly head again. It's going to let them get into field goal range, and then they're going to hope for a turnover. They had that 3rd and 7 earlier where Kaepernick made a really nice throw, and that was with the down they needed to get that turnover on downs. And there's a nice hit on the throw right there, almost intercepted by the lineman, deflected off the back of the offensive lineman, and that's some big boys at play right there.
Kaepernick's going to walk back to the huddle on that one and ask his lineman what the heck they were doing on that play, as it looked like a lookout block. He turned around and said, "Look out!" So Kaepernick's not too happy on that one, and that's going to set up a 2nd and 10 here for Miami on the 39-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Kaepernick in the shotgun set, Miller to his left, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. He's going to take the snap.
Across the middle.
The handout. Oh, great catch.
Oh, wow. Dropped it at the last one. Wow. And you look, it's over the middle. They're running these dropbacks, these cover 3s, and it just seems like Kaepernick's very comfortable reading against cover 3 right now. He struggled under the zone blitz, so I think Dallas needs to stay with zone blitzing and stay away from playing those dropback zones and giving Kaepernick all the time in the pocket that he wants. And that drop was by former Pittsburgh Steeler Marcus Wheaton.
Seeing a lot of zone here by this Dallas defense. Curious if we'll see a little bit of man here. 3 wide receivers set, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, tight end tight. Lamar Miller to Kaepernick's left as he's in the shotgun set. Kaepernick barking out orders. He's going to take the snap, looking downfield. Looking out to the left.
Wow.
Oh, that could have been picked off by the Dallas defense. And it looks like Miami, like Dallas on their last drive, is going to have to settle Looks like they're going to come out in punt formation, so they may just be outside of the field goal range of their kicker. So they're going to go ahead and settle for a punt here.
Yeah, that's good by Dallas there. You know, the drop by Wheaton was huge, but other than that, they almost came away with a big pick there. But they get the ball back for their offense, and it's a good thing.
And that number 2 corner that made a play on that ball that almost got the pick was Brian Jones. He was a rookie 4 seasons ago. This guy has loads of potential, and he never was really developed under previous ownership with Dallas. Now they have him playing at the number 2 spot. As you see, he made a great read on the ball right now. He's got all the athleticism tools that you need. He just needs to get a little more developed between the ears, and he could be a real stud and efficient player for the Dallas Cowboys out there on the secondary.
So the Cowboys come out under center, 4 wide receiver set. Halfback in the backfield, single back set. It's going to be handoff up at the middle. That's going to be a tackle for roughly no gain on the play. Maybe they're going to go ahead and spot him 1 on that play. You know, it's going to be interesting as we go forward here. The heavily regarded cornerback, Will Slaughter. Haven't heard his name called yet this game. A lot of thought going into this guy before the draft, but some issues with not attending the draft or the combine led to probably fall from the 1st to the 7th or 8th pick here. So look for him to have a big impact on this game. Cowboys come out, strong set, drops back, looking good curl route there. Yep, down to the 40
They had 2 guys open on that play right there against a nice cover 3 defense by Miami. Great play calling by Dallas. But like you said, Will Slaughter, the defense is now entitled Slaughterhouse behind that guy. They're supposed to be the next big Legion of Boom type defense over there, shut down corners on both ends. But I just haven't seen him really develop yet. He didn't go to the combine. It made him drop to 8th or 9th in the draft. When he obviously, he could have been a first pick overall, and there he goes. There goes the halfback. He's going to have to get tackled to the 20, down to the 16-yard line. 36 makes a great play. Just following his blockers, man. You can't ask for any more than that. He's a greedy guy, and he's starting over one of my favorite halfbacks, LaMarcus Mason. That's Julius Burton right there, and they say this guy's a straight walking bus.
Good play for Julius Burton there. The cutback there, I think he could have had a little more yardage there if he hadn't tried to play the fake juke there. But Dallas is going to set up here at the 18-yard line.
There's LaMarcus Mason, as we talked about in the backfield, takes the carry.
Yeah, not a whole lot there for Mason as he gets stuffed at the 16-yard line for a 2-yard gain.
See, that's what I like about Dallas's offense right now. They put Dez in the slot. They've had him all around. They've got Roseman. They've got Nick Jeffrey. They've got a lot of guys. They've got 2 great halfbacks. There's just a lot of pieces there that they can use to shuffle in, mix around to create good advantages. I like where this offense is going for sure.
Oh, nice
Jeffrey
throw.
in the pocket. And that's
Terrence Williams.
Reception out of the 2.
Terrence Williams going to pick up a nice down to the 2. Now that's what I'm saying about this Dallas team. You wouldn't have came in here thinking, okay, this is a really high-powered offense. They're not. They're 19th overall in points. They're 19th in passing. But yet, they're out here moving the ball against a top 10 defense because they do have that chip on their shoulder. And I feel they are a better team than they've played thus far in this early season. Pitch right there to Burton. Burton's going to get to the edge. Touchdown, Cowboys. That's 17-7. Dallas is up at home. Cowboys Stadium's going crazy. And Mick Gibbs got to be happy with the play of his guys thus far.
Absolutely.
I agree. Got to be happy with that. You got Nick Jeffrey, who's a 4-touchdown, 7-interception kind of guy. So putting the ball in the hands of your halfback is the best way to go. As Dallas kicks off to Miami, they're going to field it out of their own end zone, take it out to the 20-yard line, make a move to the outside. Good move to the outside. Working up the field, and he's going to get brought down about the 32-yard line. And that is where Colin Kaepernick is going to take over for the Miami Dolphins.
So I think Jeffrey was just a little more confident on that last drive. You saw him make a nice throw there to Terrence Williams right at the goal line. I think that if he can just be more confident, I think he understands the system. I think he knows that he's got good people around him. If he just starts to play with more confidence, I think he could be one of the best quarterbacks in this league.
Oh, definitely.
Kaepernick
Look at his
shotgun.
progression he made on that last play to Lip's point. And there goes a nice little throw down the field. Touch. He catches it.
Oh.
Ric Flair time, baby. Woo! 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 Cops coming. The cops are coming. Arrest this man. He's a bad man. And that's a big touchdown for the Miami Dolphins right there. They needed an answer back, and that's 2 big plays. Now, how do you stop stuff like that with your Dallas? You got to be thinking, oh, no, we did it again. That's Devontae Parker. He's going to pick up his second touchdown on the season. Yeah, he's currently in the middle of the pack on the team right now, but they have so many weapons. They can go so many different places. Nice throw by Colin Kaepernick. Nice read, and he's not afraid to drive the ball. He's definitely going to back that defense up, and I expect that to open up Lamar Miller throughout the game.
If you're Dallas right now, that's demoralizing. You go on a long drive down the field, a nice sustained drive.
And there's Roseman again. This is getting crazy.
And we got a shootout in Dallas.
35, 30, 20. Woo!
It doesn't matter what you want. If you like scoring, this is where you should be right now. NBL Live, Dallas, Miami, bring it on.
This rivalry is taking a hold. This is one of the most exciting games thus far in the league. I mean, the defense isn't there, but the offense is electric. Is the Dallas crowd going to answer that? That's Otha Roseman. You can't overthrow this guy. He's too fast. You can't outrun this guy. He's too fast. Such a weapon, man. Such a weapon to have on that Dallas special team. Such a weapon to have on the outside next to Dez. Sky's the limit for this young kid.
Defense optional going on in Dallas. Dallas is going to kick back off to the Miami Dolphins, who are going to field it from the 2-yard line. They're going to bring it out to the 20, 25, breaks the outside, gets tackled at the 24-yard line. Colin Kaepernick, after getting about a swig of Gatorade right now, is going to come back on the field. That's got to be demoralizing even more so. I was just talking about how the Dallas defense gave it up in one play. Then you've got the special teams of the Miami Dolphins basically saying, hey, guys, we don't want to play today. So now you've got Kaepernick coming back out after getting that touchdown, down 10 points, 3 minutes, 33 seconds left here in the second quarter for the Miami Dolphins. Colin Kaepernick. Kaepernick under center. Full house set. And it's going to be a false start on the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, putting Kaepernick in the hole right now. First and 15 to start this drive. Probably not the best thing, but this offense is poised. They seem to be getting what they want against Dallas, at least deep. I would say they need to stay aggressive. Work this 2-minute drill coming up in the second, and I believe they get the ball back at halftime. And try to get a score right here, man. Put some points on the board.
Kaepernick in the shotgun set, close to the left, close to the right. Miller to his right-hand side. Kaepernick barking out orders. Changing the play at the line. Drops back. Looking to the left, looking to the right. It's going to be a reception down to the 36-yard line of Miami, and that's a good throw by Kaepernick for 11 yards and another first down for Miami.
I talked about Nick Jeffrey needing some confidence. I think he should actually look to Kaepernick and see that Kaepernick has really got some confidence with this Miami team. He's making good reads, he's patient, and he's making good throws. I think that's a good model for Jeffrey because Kaepernick looks like he's patient and making good reads out there.
Another close set. Miami takes the handoff, breaks it out to the outside. Lamar Miller, big gain down to the 40-yard line of Dallas.
Like I said, you hit a couple deep passes, and the defense has to respect it, man. So now on the cover zero blitz, you got the corners playing way off because they don't want to be the one that gives up another deep pass on their home field. So it allowed for this power run to happen.
So Kaepernick's going to come back out. 3 wide receiver set. Cameron to the right, Miller to his left. Barking out orders once again at the line. 2 minutes, 39 seconds left here in the second quarter. Kaepernick looks downfield, throws to Cameron. Almost picked off by the Dallas Cowboys.
Dangerous throw.
Very dangerous throw.
I think he had his tight end in the flat over there. I think that guy in the flat for the defense was playing a bit back. He could have just dumped it off, picked up some yards, but he wanted to force it there in the middle.
Kaepernick getting a little greedy here on first down. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Miami trailing Dallas 14-24. 3 wide set. Miller off to the right of Kaepernick in the shotgun. Kaepernick drops back, looks downfield, slants on both sides. It's going to be a completion there to Parker. Good reception, and that's going to set up first down from the 29-yard line of Dallas.
It's just so easy how the Dolphins are able to get into Dallas territory like this. That's definitely something that, and at halftime they need to make an adjustment here or there to try to go ahead and stop the Miami offense. It's just too easy. It's just too easy.
Dallas's defense is making it look easy here as Kaepernick barks out orders once again from the shotgun. Kaepernick drops back, looking downfield. Chucks down to Miller, and it gets broken up by McClain, and that's Rolando McClain, who you may remember from the Baltimore Ravens, making the play on the ball there, set up 2nd and 10. Seeing a lot of shotgun here out of the Miami Dolphins. Looking for Kaepernick possibly to hand this ball off to Lamar Miller here soon.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that. I like that big run by Lamar Miller, and I think the shorter runs before that set that run up. I think Miller can really be a key here to help Kaepernick out.
Another shotgun set here. Miller to Kaepernick's right, changing the play at the line. Dropping back, rolling to the right, throwing downfield. That looks like the tight end, Jordan Cameron, is going to get pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Big play for Miami here. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left in the first half here on NBL Live Week 6.
I really like the adjustment Kaepernick made there. He took a couple steps to his right just to get a better throwing lane, a little better field of vision, and he made a really great throw there for his team.
Yeah, he used the flood concept right there to go ahead and beat that cover 3 zone, and that was huge right there. It really allowed for the offense to get a wide open, nice throw where Kaepernick could set his feet and make a nice read to the tight end, Jordan Cameron, to get them down to the 2-yard line.
So the 2-minute warning sounds here in Dallas. Miami trails Dallas 14-24, but are knocking on the door here at the 2-yard line. Kaepernick under center, twins to the left, Jordan Cameron tight to the right, hand off to Miller, but he's going to get stuffed, and that looks like it may be a face mask here on the Dallas Cowboys. And that is going to be the call as it sets up 1st and goal on the 1-yard line for the Miami Dolphins. These Dallas Cowboys, this defense has really struggled this year, so Miami, you got to assume is going to punch it in here. Dallas, are we going to take a shot downfield here? All their timeouts, 2 minutes left. Dallas moves. Kaepernick takes the ball. It's going to be a touchdown. Colin Kaepernick currently looking at 20-24 as they kick the extra point here. Setting up 21-24 Dallas. 1 minute, 57 seconds here. This seems like a lot of time for the Dallas Cowboys to score. What do you think we're going to see here? Are we going to see contained offense or more of a downfield attack here by the Dallas Cowboys?
Oh,
I think they got to stay on the go.
They're going to go out, fire, and they're going to come out here and go. I think that they need to prove that they've got a powerful offense, and they want to score again before this half closes out.
So you're going to have to be careful here as the Dallas Cowboys going to come out at the 25-yard line. Plenty of timeouts and time on both sides of the ball. You don't want to push things too hard here if you're Dallas. A turnover here could be deadly as you're going to give Miami a chance to get the ball back, possibly get that ball back after half, make this a game. So Dallas in a ball control offense here with 1:52 left in the first half. Nick Jeffrey is going to come out in the shotgun formation. Burton to his left-hand side. He's going to go ahead, hand it off to Burton up a big hole. He's going to get hit, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling down to the 39-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys.
Nice run by Burton right there. A little bit of a boom, boom, boom for the back. As I said, he's a walking bus, and he's doing exactly what they need him to do, falling forward, taking the hits, and then just running the rushing lanes that is provided by this great offensive line that the Dallas Cowboys have maintained over the years.
Yeah, if you get those holes and are able to run it here in this situation, take it. Take it all day.
So a lot of clock getting used right now by Dallas as they take down to the 1:20 mark here. Jeffrey under center, 2 wide stack to the left, Burton in his back. Hand off to Burton up the middle, and Miami's defense is nowhere to be found as Burton runs to the 49-yard line. Now, Miami's defense isn't really seen right now. Dallas using all the time. I hope Dallas doesn't run out of time here as they're trying to keep control of the clock, not to give it back to Miami, but they're using a lot of time on this clock.
It looks like they're really just trying to stay balanced right now, and that might hurt them. As you said, the clock just is tick, 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 tick. Are they trying to settle for the field goal right now? Are they really trying to drive for a touchdown? I'd say they're probably playing for the points right now, and then that's why they're looking to stay with the run. They don't want to force anything, and they definitely don't want to have a turnover.
Burton to the 41-yard line, and time's ticking. 35 seconds left here in the half. At some point, you'd expect Dallas to at least take a shot or two downfield. They're not going to have time to score here at this rate. They're going to settle for a field goal. And a touchdown at this point could be the death knell. So, close eye formation, strong to the right. Dropping back, looking to the tight end. And that's going to be picked off by the Miami defense. And big play here as we come to the end of the half here in Miami.
Wow. Wow. That's exactly what they didn't want to do. They went on a nice little drive. They were in range to take some points. And to have a turnover like that, Leonard's really got to be kicking himself right now. Jeffrey, I'm sorry, on that throw.
So Miami's going to take over the ball here on the 28-yard line, down 21-24. I wouldn't expect to see anything too crazy here out of the Miami Dolphins. Colin Kaepernick, they line up in a I formation, strong to the right, close formation. Kaepernick under center, changing the play at the line. Going to be handed up the middle to Lamar Miller to the 27-yard line. That's probably going to be the last play we see here in the first half, as Miami trails Dallas 21-24 here in Week 6 of NBL Live.
What are your guys' thoughts on this first half? I mean, really a high-scoring game. I don't think anybody would have, if the over and under was 45 total points, I would have probably had to give that some real thought. Going into halftime at 45 combined points from both teams in a three-point game, I definitely would say that this game is scoring at a pace that has got to slow down, you think. Adjustments at halftime. These aren't two really high-powered offenses to maintain this pace.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely strange to see this many points just at halftime with the numbers based on the first few games of the season here.
Great return there by Roseman down to the 29-yard line. That's going to set up for quarterback Nick Jeffrey to come out and take over this Dallas offense as they lead this game 24-21 at the start of the second half.
Roseman is pretty electric on those kick returns, isn't he? I mean, he takes them back. He gets you to the 29 easy. It just seems so effortless to get him to get you to get him to get you to the 29-yard line that easily. It's pretty impressive.
Jeffrey handoff to Burton. Burton gets hit, but stumbles forward to the 35-yard line. Good play by Burton.
Boom. He's got some power, man. He falls forward. He's impressive, and I can see why you go with the guy Julius Burton over LaMarcus Mason. I was a big LaMarcus Mason fan when he played in NBL Live, I believe, last season. He was a young player. He looked like he had a lot of talent, but he just the pure just size and strength of Julius Burton is showing out today.
Jeffrey completion out to the right-hand side,
throw.
down to the 48-yard line of the Miami Dolphins. Jeffrey's having a really good game here so far today. Only miss so far this game is the interception. So Nick Jeffrey being efficient, if anything else.
I think for Miami, it's got to be difficult with Des Bryant, Roseman, a good run game here on defense to try to stop all those guys. You've got to focus on somebody, but there's just so many guys that are doing well right now.
Boom, boom, boom.
This dude is a tank.
He's a tank. He's faster than a tank, but not much faster.
He's just mowing dudes down out there, running them over, running by them, running through them. Dude's a beast right now.
Burton up the middle for almost 10 yards, setting up a 2nd and 10 here. Jeffrey in the full house set. Seen a lot of this set so far this game. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback, and that's going to take him down to the 36-yard line. Henry Hynoski. Good run there by Hynoski.
Even Hynoski falls forward, dude. I feel like maybe they got some of that Gatorade from Space Jam over there. They're drinking it at halftime. They're all coming out and they're just fighting for those extra yards. It's either that or PEDs, which we will look into after the game.
That's because he is Hynoski on life. So Nick Jeffrey's going to come out in the shotgun set, tight to both sides, 3 wide receiver set, 1 tight end. It's going to be a handoff to Burton up the middle, who gets tackled but falls forward down to the 34-yard line, 2-yard gain on the run.
Is that a tackle for loss? I mean, the guy hit him 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he gains 2 yards. So that's a 4-yard fall forward for Julius Burton. How can you not love a guy like this? You have an offensive line that creates lanes, and when they get blown up, he still gets them 2 yards. It's just impressive. A lot of teams would really in the NBL would really love to have a guy like Julius Burton.
Jeffrey looking to Des Bryant, who's crossing the field, and that's almost picked off as he ends up looking to Roseman instead. So, yeah, Bryant in the slot as well as Roseman. So, getting their better players, the matchups inside, looks to be the plan of the Dallas Cowboys here as they face 3rd and 8 on the 34-yard line of the Miami Dolphins.
I think if he'd have just waited a little bit longer, he could have hit Dez wide open there, and Dez would have done Dez things that got him in the end zone.
Dez in the slot again. Jeffrey looking downfield. Throwing it. Hangs on to the catch.
Oh, wow, Terrence Williams. Wow, for a guy, your number 3 to come down with a play like that, that just shows the ability and the potential that Dallas Cowboys has on the offensive end. That was a great catch by Terrence Williams.
Jeffrey sets up in the pistol, 2 tight end set. Hand off to Burton up the middle. Down to the 9-yard line, and Burton hits the 100-yard mark here early in the third quarter.
I mean, the guy's got the speed of a tractor, and he's had 13 rushes for 100 yards. I mean, you really can't. It's hard to fathom that this guy's able to get the production that he is, but I mean, he's shown this potential for a while. He came into the game at only 3.4 yards per carry, but you can just see the ability that this guy has. He just needs a little bit of blocking in front of him, and he's really tough to tackle in open space. And there he goes again. Gets him down to about the 6.
Notice the motion by my boy Henry Hynoski. Henry Hynoski with the motion there, and the big block as Burton runs for a couple yards on that play. Setting up a 3rd and 4 for the Dallas Cowboys offense as they look to go up by 11 possibly here, and that could be a big blow here to the Miami Dolphins. Jeffrey under center, 4 wide set, drops back, looking, ooh, into traffic, but somehow that receiver comes down with it, and that once again looks to be Williams. Big play by the number 3 wide receiver here for the Dallas Cowboys as they go up 30-21 over Miami. 2 minutes left in the third quarter on NBL Live Week 6.
Terrence Williams picking up his 3rd touchdown on the season. Came into the game with 10 catches for 189 yards. He's really showing that he is that guy at number 3 that can be a lethal weapon for the young quarterback, Nick Jeffrey. 31-21 Dallas. Who would have thought? That's 52 total points right now.
You know, I think the player of the game right now may be fullback Henry Hynoski.
No
I'd tell
way.
you what.
I think you just like saying Hynoski.
Having a great game right now. Henry Hynoski. So,
and he was 45. Henry Hynoski
I saw him
on that
on
tackle. He did not make the tackle, but in the vicinity, if that counts. That's ITV, in the vicinity. Henry Hynoski.
He's making his case for you, Sonny.
we'll see at the end of the game. So Colin Kaepernick, strong I formation. Dallas shifts to overcome play action. Kaepernick looking deep down the field. Good completion. Kenny Stills down to the 46-yard line, and a big completion by Colin Kaepernick on first down.
These big plays are just, it just seems like the Miami Dolphins offense is very vertical, and that could come back to bite you in the end when you're not making the reads underneath, and you're not taking, the defense isn't taking it away right now, but if they decide to start taking away the deep stuff and really make them throw underneath, we'd like to see how Colin Kaepernick would respond to that change in the defense thus far.
Lamar Miller with the bounce to the outside down to the 43-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Lamar Miller, 9 rushes, 54 yards, having a pretty good game so far today.
I feel like Lamar Miller's little rushes here and there on top of that big one. I think he's going to break loose here soon. I would definitely keep an eye on him. I'd be worried about him if I was Dallas. I definitely think he's going to break out here real soon.
It almost seems like their offense is designed for Lamar Miller to kind of be the underneath threat and kind of be the short to intermediate route, and the run game, that is, and then the pass game to be a real vertical over the top kind of route. And there's Lamar Miller again. He's just probing for another nice gain, puts him at 2nd and 7.
So that's going to set up 2nd and 7 here for Colin Kaepernick and this Miami Dolphins offense as they trail 21-31 here with men left in the third quarter. Colin Kaepernick having a good day. Not a lot of passes, but relatively efficient. So we're going to set up here 2nd and 7. Twins to the left, I formation. Jordan Cameron tight end to the right. Lamar Miller in the backfield. Kaepernick under center. Kaepernick changing the play. Nope, barking out orders. Going to drop back, looking downfield. Throw, but it's going to be broken up at the 15-yard line, and that's going to set up a 3rd and 7 here for these Miami Dolphins.
maybe the time left is kind of getting to Kaepernick. He's only down 10. He needs to slow down. That was another 20-plus yard pass right into coverage, and it's like, let's take what the defense is giving us, and we don't need to get it all in one play. And I think maybe the big plays early has got him in that mindset where he's trying to drive the ball at a rate that really realistically you can't keep up.
So Kaepernick with the pitch out to Lamar Miller. Miller breaks to the outside. Dallas going to bring him down, but Miller stumbles down to the 35-yard line. It's going to set 4th and 2, and I expect to see Miami's field goal kicking unit here as they're down 21-31, looking to make this a one-score game in Dallas. Kicks up, and it's going to be good. So we've got 24-31 Dallas over Miami currently with about 36 seconds left in the third quarter here. Dallas leading Miami.
I'd like to see if Dallas can go on a long drive right now. Maybe eat some clock up, get them to about the middle of the fourth, put some points on the board, keep it a 2-possession game. I think that would be really... And there goes that special teams again.
Oh.
Wow. That kicker just made a great tackle. His tackling has to be an attribute they looked at when they brought him in. He saved them again. What is going on with this Miami Dolphins special teams?
That's a great place to start your drive at. Good job by Dallas special teams there in kick return.
To answer your question, Bomber, they're bad. So Jeffrey setting up. He's going to hand off to Burton up the middle, and Burton's going to get stopped at the 43-yard line. Send him 2nd and 6 here for the Dallas Cowboys.
.22 seconds left in the third quarter. Maybe one more play for America's team, the Dallas Cowboys and McGibbs. Like to see a nice little, probably another run right here, get them to a real 3rd and short, and just ground and pound them. They haven't really been able to stop Julius Burton on the ground thus far today.
Trips to the left. Jeffrey in the pistol set. Barking our orders. 1 second, and time's going to expire. So at the end of 3, we've got Dallas up over Miami, 31-24. I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to see a little short pass here to my man, fullback Henry Hynoski.
I don't know if Hynoski's actually anything more than a blocker. I don't even know if he's an eligible receiver. Probably an offensive lineman might be more eligible than him at times. And he's not in the game. I'd like to see Hynoski have play 2 more snaps before the game's over. I think that could be an accomplishment for the young fullback.
So
nice
Williams
throw to the
catches
flat
the ball
right there
down
to
to the
Williams.
48-yard line.
And those are the reads that Kaepernick's not making. See, you got a guy like Jeffrey making reads like that, and an event like Kaepernick looking to drive the ball. And Cowboys are ahead. They're in the driver's seat right now, and that's just the right play to make at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that read. I like the patience. I like the just taking what the defense is giving you and not forcing it, 20, 25 yards down the field. Just taking that little short completion, picked up 1st down. Good job.
Pitch out to Burton. Burton gets tackled at the 50-yard line. 2-yard loss on that play. Nick Jeffrey, very, very efficient, only missing 2 passes on the game. That's the rookie, Will Slaughter from Miami. That was only the 2nd tackle he's had of the game. Been kind of quiet so far. Expected to see a little bit more from the potential rookie of the year candidate, Will Slaughter.
And for a moment, I'd like to say, how the Cowboys decided to pitch the ball to a tractor is beyond me. You got a guy that runs basically one direction, and that's north. Nice throw right there. Another catch in traffic by Roseman tried to break off.
Roseman!
Where is Slaughter? Where is this slaughterhouse defense? I don't see it. Maybe it's just a bad game they're having right now, but I definitely know these guys have potential, but they're just not showing it on the field right now, and it's probably because of the bruising halfback, Julius Burton, opening up the play action for the Dallas Cowboys passing attack. Hynoski in the game in the full house set.
Should have handed it to Hynoski there instead. They give it to Burton for a 3-yard loss.
And you notice Hynoski went straight for 57 on the defensive end. He missed his actual block, went to the 2nd level just to get a little pop shot off. You got to love a guy like that.
Hynoski's a bad dude. So, we're setting up 2nd and 13. Dallas on the 36-yard line. Trips to the right of Jeffrey. He's set underneath center. One out to the left, Burton in the backfield. Jeffrey flips the play at the line of scrimmage. Going to be a handoff to Burton up the middle down to the 29-yard line.
Nice play call. You got to love that play call. Because guess what now, fellas? They're in field goal range. That makes this a 10-point game, 2-possession game, 3:45 left, tick, tick, tick. The time is running. This is exactly what I said at the end of the third. If they could go on a drive like this, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Miami. And guess what Miami's going to want to do? Guess what Kaepernick's going to want to do? He's going to want to continue to drive that ball. He's going to feel under pressure. I don't know if he has the maturity and the patience to make a quick drive without feeling he needs to drive the ball on every play. Whoa.
Ooh.
Notice the spy right there guarding the wide receiver.
It looked like he might have had Roseman one-on-one, maybe even beat his guy deep, but he was looking somewhere else there. Almost turned the ball over, but they end up with their field goal. That puts them in a good spot, and like you said, that really puts the pressure on Kaepernick now with only 3 minutes left.
And here goes Dunbar with the return. See if he can get something going. And is Heinowski in that pile? No, he's not.
See, that's something that Miami has missed on these special teams thing. You see Dallas there coming down. They've got their fullback flying down, making plays. They need to take that out of Dallas's playbook for the rest of their season for Miami.
All right, looks like Kaepernick coming out in the shotgun set, making adjustments to the right. Got Kenny Stills in the slot to the right. Marcus Wheaton to the left. In action, in motion, you have Lamar Miller. Another deep shot by Colin Kaepernick. And it makes another tremendous catch. Devontae Parker deep. That's eight completions for 300 yards. It's getting ridiculous. The deep passes that Colin Kaepernick's able to get off, it just seems like he's just chunking it up nearly every play. And I guess at this point in the game, that's where we're at. They're trying to make some big plays. Now they're down to the 30. They're going to really get to test their offense. And I think that's why they've had to settle for the field goal on the last drive. They run out of space.
Yeah, that's a good point based off what we've seen here with them trying to go vertical so much. I really want to see them hit somebody a little differently, but
down,
they just
Cap.
keep going.
Sit down.
Vertically.
Randy Gregory with a big sack on Kaepernick.
See, there's the thing. They're trying to go deep and deep and deep, and they don't have that time sometimes to go deep, and they end up taking the sack there, and it puts them in a worse position with much less time. I don't know if this consistent vertical offense is going to continue to work out for them.
I definitely think when Kaepernick's 8 for 16, you're looking, you're saying he's throwing 50%, and he's throwing, and the passes have been so deep that it's almost detrimental to the offense getting any kind of rhythm and any kind of flow. And this late in the game, it just puts even more pressure on them. And there he goes driving the ball again, another 20-yard pass in the air for Kaepernick. That's 9 completions for 323 yards. I mean, that is just insane.
Marcus Wheaton, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Kaepernick 1st and 10, 2 minutes, 2 seconds left here in the fourth quarter as they trail. So expect to see in a little bit of a hurry up here as the 2-minute warning tolls for the Miami Dolphins. They've got all their timeouts, but there's going to be a lot to overcome here for these Dolphins. Kaepernick under center, 3 wide set. Miller in the backfield. Barking out orders at the line. Dropping back. Looking down the center of the field, and that's going to be picked off. Bad play by Colin Kaepernick.
Well, there was only 17 yards to the end zone, but Kaepernick can only throw 20-yard passes in the air, so he had to throw it to the back of the end zone to get that 20-yard pass, and got intercepted by Barry Church, I believe.
Yeah, that is definitely the theme of the Miami offense so far today, and they just ran out of room, and Kaepernick forced it in there, turned the ball over.
So Jeffrey takes over, man, 54 seconds left, hands off to Burton. This is where I would like to see my boy Henry Heinowski get some more carries as the clock runs out here in Dallas. Oh no, we've got some technical difficulties here in Dallas.
Well, that's going to do it for our game right here, fellows.
NBL Live player of the game. Who you got, Bomber?
I actually have no idea. Hanaiski's the only thing in my head right now. I would go ahead and have to say, let's go with Julius Burton.
Absolutely.
Huge game.
Definitely.
Give it to Burton.
That is my guy as well. He carried the team. He had some big runs. He had some powerful runs. He had some very good runs that drew some good tractor and tank references. I definitely like Julius Burton for our player of the game.
Well, that looks like it's going to do it here for us here at NBL Live. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you tune in next week for NBL Live Week 7.